Identity family will back again on the AfricaUnity platform. My name is KingIdris and I'm here with Mr. Steve Ade to give you guys the prolific insight on what has happened in Africa and international community. My people will be starting from the home ground of Africa, and let's talk to you people on how it's going. So, Mr. Steve, what do you think about this?
No, we need to thank our viewers for coming and seeing our content every time we posted new things. Kudos to them.
So kudos to all the viewing members at AfricaUnitytv with KingIdris and Mr. Steve Ade. We really appreciate you guys for the support, for viewing our content like every time, for commenting in the comment section, and for all those people that have their hate comments. We don't want it on this platform. It's all about unity. It's all about unity. It's togetherness and, for the growth of all African children, to put our story right to the world and to make people know more about our culture and our tradition. So we'll be digging in today. So my people will be starting with Morocco. We're going straight to African news. We're giving you straight up from Morocco. The Crown Prince of Morocco have welcomed, the Morocco national team in an heroic way, welcome them back, and he stated for them to bring their parents that should come with their family, mostly their mothers, which most of the players and the coaching crew of Morocco that made it to the semi-final as the first African country in the just concluded World Cup in Qatar. So this is a beautiful look on the African soil. So what do you think, Mr. Steve, about this new innovation from the Moroccan Crown Prince and their government in Morocco?
Yeah, the Crown Prince, King Mohammed VI, has done a very good thing. I think this is the first time when the head of a government will invite players back home in such a heroic atmosphere, and insisting that they should bring their parents, their wife, their family. In short, this is very good. This king is a king that believes so much in the unity. This is what he believes in. He's a king. He's a rich man. I think it was about 2.1 billion. And despite that, being a king, being a rich man, he has only just one wife. That is his belief in the unit called family, and that is what he has extended to these people, that they should come with their family. Family is very, very essential. If you miss it from the family, the society is ruined, and this is what he is trying to establish here. He needs to recognize these players, and when you bring your family around, when you are appreciated, that is a kind of impetus for other people to do good. They see it clearly that the nation recognizes these people. So the family is happy. Everybody is happy. It is a good thing, and I encourage all leaders in Africa to extend this to people who have done good.
So it's a good look, in African mentality and the standard in Africa. Family is very, very essential, because the African culture and tradition, this is what we talk on AfricaUnity platform with KingIdris. The reason why this King Mohammed VI tell these players to bring most of the family members to this celebration, mostly I know is because of the African tradition and culture. Because you can see at this World Cup, like there are prolific players like Hakimi, the enormous player that showed their talent at this World Cup. Their parents and mother came to the pitch when the World Cup was going, and we can see the enormous love the parents showed to this player by kissing them on the pitch, celebrating together after the wins of Morocco. So I know for sure the reason why the Crown Prince of Morocco told the players to bring their family and the coaching crew is because of the African tradition and culture, to showcase and to show the Western world how the African children, enroll in celebrations in Africa. So this is a good look, because the mothers and their fathers and all the family, the children coming together in celebration of the first African countries to make it the semi-final of the World Cup is a great look for the whole of Africa, for our tradition and culture.
It is, and in Africa we bear our brothers' burden.
Yeah, for sure. We be together. We are brothers keeper.
Yeah, we are brothers keeper.
And you can see
together. When we are in problems, it is jointly solved within the family.
It's all for the family.
And when celebration comes, it is for the whole family.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not a kind of individual thing. Every glory goes to the family.
And you can see in African culture, like, we preserve and take care of our parents, our old parents, even though in our homes we let them grow with the children, like most of the grandchildren being raised up by their grandparents, African culture style.
Up to now, many African families who reside in the Western world, like the UK, United States, still bring in their parents to take care of their grandchildren.
It's a must, because we have to spread the African culture and tradition.
That is what we do in Africa. Extended family help is essential.
No, for sure.
It is essential. And this is what the king is preaching. We cannot say because this is 2023, we rubbish our whole tradition
and culture.
Our whole culture that is very, very
essential.
helpful.
Yeah.
In many parts of the Africa, we believe that only two people will give birth to a child, but it takes the community to raise a child.
Yeah.
This is part of what we are doing, and this is what the king is emphasizing here.
Not like some
very, very good.
Not like some other culture that take their old people to, like, like the old age home.
In Africa, we don't reject our elders. We don't reject our parents, no matter how old or sickly they are. We don't send them to homes.
They're like the old homes.
Yeah, it is like a cause. If you send your parents to home, your parents are part of your life. So it is good. What this man do is another first in Africa,
to show the African culture. This is like our real self as African people. Like, our parents, they are our little God. Our mother, our fathers, they are our little God. So it's the celebration of life, from winning and getting to the semi-final of the World Cup, by the Moroccan national team, by celebrating with their family members, their mother, their father, and for the king to be the one that started it and, initiate this initiative for the people to bring their parents is a good look coming out of Africa. So my people will be going to the next one about the controversial issue of McMill in Ghana that have been coming up. Is a huge brouhaha, like in Ghana now, is a big issue. A lot of people have been talking about this, and it's now viral by McMill coming to the flag house in Ghana and making a video shoot in the flag house when he came to, meet up with the president, the sitting president of Ghana, President Akufo-Addo Dankwa. A lot of Ghanaians have already come out to insult McMill, to even send some abusive word towards the president of Ghana, like, why will you let that to happen in our country? That it has never happened before for a rapper or a musician to go to other country and make video shoot, like in the White House in America, like in the White House, like in Aso Rock in Nigeria, and the flag house is the sitting presidential home, for administrative home for the Ghanaian people. So what do you think about this?
Yes, flag house is the presidential palace in Ghana. That's where the president resides. And, when I hear about this news, the first thing that comes to mind is the metaphor popularized by one of the best writers in Africa, Chinua Achebe. Okay. He said, when the handshake has gone beyond the elbow, it has become another thing.
Yes.
An handshake is supposed to be a friendly greeting. Yeah. But when it gets beyond the elbow, it has been turned to another thing.
Like an embarrassment and insult.
Like any other people that the Ghana authorities have been encouraged to come back home. Yeah. Should not exceed his boundary. He has been honored by being invited to the presidential villa in Ghana. Yeah,
that's a huge honor.
That is a huge honor.
Because it's not everybody that comes to Ghana that have that same, recognition.
Yes, that's why I say one of them is just fortunate to be extended that honor. So I don't think Ghana people have done anything wrong by condemning that. You shoot in the presidential villa, that is a security breach. This is not what should be allowed. But unfortunately, I heard that he has apologized. He has apologized for that. But I don't know whether it was allowed to take to go away with the
video should have been deleted on social media, and because a lot of people have already come to complain about this. The video should have been deleted, and he has already come to apologize about this. And most of the Ghanaian musicians like Shatta Wale have already come out, you know, to state it like, if any people from Ghana had something bad to say about this brother having a video shoot, a music video shoot in Ghana, if anybody had anything negative to talk about this, it means they are all villagers. This is the word of Shatta Wale. He's calling Ghanaians villagers, that they're not exposed, that they don't have the right to say anything negative about this brother, because he just come home to celebrate with them, and it's not even, it's truly is 18% Ghanaian Ivorian. He doesn't live in Ghana and he does not know the law. So is this what Shatta Wale said? How do you think about it? Is it a good talk from Shatta Wale?
The bridge is partly the fault of Ghanaians, because there should be protocol. Before going to the presidential villa, you must have been briefed. So if they briefed him and he did not hear the briefing, that's another thing. But in this case, we don't know whether he got the right briefing or not. But the thing is that he did what is wrong. And he should be, I thank God he has put down the photo shoot. So I think he has done right in his own part. So the people who allowed it is another thing. They shouldn't have allowed that in the first place. Whether he pulled it down or he did not pull it down, some people have seen it.
So what do you think about what Shatta Wale said?
No, Shatta Wale shouldn't be saying that. When we're talking about unity, the first unity is respect yourself. Nobody can go to the United States and do that. Nobody can go to England and do that.
No, you go to the no.
Oh no, you can't do that. Or go to Germany, or go to China, or North Korea. You can't do that. There are certain places that are exclusive reserved for certain people. You don't even. There are so many places, even in the US, public places. They say you can't take picture, you can't take photograph.
Yeah.
So, not to talk of the seat of government. You shouldn't be. Shatta Wale shouldn't be saying that. Maybe because Shatta Wale too is a musician. He wants brotherhood. But this is wrong, and Ghanaians have come out to say it is wrong. It is wrong.
So what Shatta Wale said about Ghanaians that said nothing,
is wrong.
anything negative, it doesn't make.
Shatta Wale is wrong in my opinion.
You shouldn't say people are villagers.
No, you can't say people are villagers, because even if people, let us assume they are wrong, because people disagree with you or different opinion does not mean that you descend so low and use uncomplimentary remarks on people. No,
on your own people from your own country.
These are people that are your people by blood. You live around them, you do business around them. So people like this shouldn't be, because Shatta Wale is a model to many people. So he shouldn't be influencing people in the wrong way. He shouldn't use such uncomplimentary remarks on his people.
Okay, so I think it's because of the brotherlyhood love, that like the way you're saying it, like Shatta Wale want to extend to Meek Mill. Because the last time we talked about this on this platform, we talked about Shatta Wale reaching out to Meek Mill and telling him who he should, you know, have a collaboration with, like with Sarkodie, Kwesi Otto, you know, all the prolific Kamido, all the prolific musician in Ghana, like Stonebwoy, you know, from Ghana. And we know Shatta Wale is like, we can't say he's the one speaking for the whole artist in Ghana, but he's one of the most recognized and one of the most controversial artists out of Ghana. So for him saying any Ghanaians that say something about this Meek Mill issue in Ghana, controversial issue now, like anybody that say nothing negative about this, they are villagers. To me too, it shouldn't be like that, because that's a very negative comment coming from a superstar going to the citizen of the country that buy your album, that support you every time. Even though something happened, we shouldn't put ourselves down to that extent of insulting each other. So on my platform, AfricaUnity platform with KingIdris, the reason why we found this, you know, outlet is because we want to preach love, we want to preach togetherness, you know, oneness between our people coming out of Africa and the international community. And you know, we want to like show the link up for everybody coming from the diaspora, wherever you are. Once you look like me, you're from Africa. So it's a celebration of life over here. We don't want nothing like put them down syndromes or putting one country down for the other. That's why everybody that had bad comment in my comment section, I'm going to take it out. I want to preach love and unity, and kudos to the people that have been working with me on this platform. So my people will be going to the next one. We'll be talking about the ECOWAS railway lane, connecting all West African countries. The ECOWAS railway lane that have been, issued out, that is going to commence, and it will be a finished project by 2027. So the ECOWAS, body in West Africa have already come out with a train platform meant for all ECOWAS countries for, transmitting goods and services around African countries. So what do you think about this new initiative from ECOWAS to the West African countries under ECOWAS? So what do you think about this?
No, that has my support 100%. That is very, very good. This is one of the ways to forge unity.
Yeah, for sure.
In Europe, people travel from one country to the other in trains.
Under the EU policy, the European Union policy,
You travel easily from one country to the other. I know somebody who lives in Canada and works in the US.
Imagine.
Yes. So if they can do this thing, this is very, very good. This will ease transportation problem, one. This will encourage businesses among these countries. This will bring culture cross-pollination.
Yeah.
This will bring out a lot of good things among these member countries. This is going to be good. And highest volume of goods can be transported through rail.
Very fast.
Yeah, very fast. And
very
this
fast.
is where you can tell also of bulky goods. Bulky goods. This is going to be very, 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 very good. I remember in those days when the railway system was good in Nigeria, they transported crude oil, fertilizer, and all those things through the rail.
And that's the first connection with the West African countries, from Nigeria to Ghana and to other African countries like Tanzania, like Kenya in the earliest days of time when Pan-Africanism was on the highest level.
The railway system, I think, started in Nigeria around 1900.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah, from Lagos to and ended at Ungeru or something.
Ungeru,
yes,
you're right.
The north.
Yeah.
And it was easy to transport a lot of things,
goods and
even
services.
Animals.
Cattle.
It was easy.
Cattle rearing business was better.
It was easy then.
It's not like the one that caused issue now, like now having the problem between the cattle rearers and the citizens. The farmers. Yeah.
It is easier. It's easier. It is faster to transport through rail.
Yeah, to train service. It's very, very fast.
If 15 countries that form ECOWAS can do this collaboration and do it well, this is going to be a very huge economic boost to West African country. It is going to be perfect. I like it. I just pray they will be able to do it.
And it's going to help the the business among the African countries.
That's what I'm saying. It's going to increase the volume of business. It's going to ease a lot of restriction, bottlenecks in businesses. So this is very, very good. I just pray they can see it through.
So the ECOWAS organization, I felt this should have been something that they could have already did in a long time, because if they can put the African resources and African money together, to establish this train venture for the whole of the West African countries, they could have been a good outlet to make more money even for ECOWAS.
This is a very good initiative from a West African leader. It is very, very good. If you can do things like this, this is going to encourage a lot of things in West Africa, and we look forward to them starting and finish it in record time.
And it's going to help our industrialization policy too, because it's going to bring a lot of manufacturing company up, because when they know in West Africa they have this going on in North Africa and East Africa already, but when they know they have the same power on the West African coast where people can easily move around in transportation in an easy way, a lot of companies are going to come in to invest more in West Africa.
The other time we talked about
need this.
one of the biggest market in Aba in Nigeria. People coming from Cameroon to buy. If there's a link of rail between Nigeria and Cameroon, it will be easier.
In a very easier way.
Very easier way.
Yeah.
You can trade volumes of trade through the rail. You just put them on rail and take them back home. People can come together. Traders can come together instead of transporting through vehicle.
Yeah,
come together.
You
Transport through
understand.
rails
That's what I'm
and
saying.
do this kind of business. This is what our leaders should be thinking of. Not the other time we say they are not visionary. This is a good one. They are showing us that they are visionary.
And
let them do it, and it is never too late to do a good thing.
Yeah, and this is the kind of result that we want them to do.
Yes.
Things that we want them to do that will bring the connection and the networking between like Cameroon, that is very close to Nigeria,
yes,
and Togo, Benin Republic, or the 16 French colonized country on the African soil, mostly on West Africa, and it's going to bring a very good communication of market policy between the Ghanaians and the Nigerians, because we're having a lot of dispute in the market in Ghana between Nigeria and Ghanaians. So this is going to bring a connection in the connectivity in the market sectors in West Africa. So, my people will be going to the next one. We'll be talking about the year of return in Africa, the year of return that Ghana have already channeled this, venture to a lot of people to come back home, to, invest in the African economy and, contribute to the Ghana economy. And now a lot of other African countries now are looking into this, like trying to get ventures to bring back people back home. So what do you think about this year of return? A lot of people go and check the slave, the door of no return. They tore the slave region where they put the slaves in Ghana at this time, and the national park. But now a lot of people are talking about the naming ceremony and the citizenship that they give to a lot of African Americans, diasporans in America. So what do you think about this? Like, a lot of Africans are saying, why the citizenship and why the naming ceremony? So why do you think Ghana are doing this to the diaspora, the foreigners?
In anything, perception is very, very key.
Yeah, it's the main key.
It's the main key in the way you relate with people. If you perceive that when you get to a place, people will like you, you want to go there.
Yeah.
If you perceive that people will hate you in a place, you don't want to go there.
Yeah.
Ghana is positioning herself with this good branding for people to come all over the world, to come back to Ghana. People migrate from Africa to Europe, to America. Why? Because of perception. Many people who go to and reside in Europe and America today went there for the first time and decided to stay because of what they have perceived that country to be.
Yeah.
Nobody will go to Europe, to America, and come back and tell us give us bad taste about it. They tell us the good thing, because that is what their mind has been conditioned to believe. So if Ghana is branding herself in such a good way that encourages people to come back home, let them come back home. And one of the best ways to identify people is by their names. So
that's when the naming ceremony issue come up. Like,
there are names you hear, you know the kind of religion these people are into.
Thank you.
The kind of
that's why I love having you on this platform. I like this.
Of names people tell you their identity, their region, where they come from in Africa.
Yeah.
So if they give them names that are Africans, it makes them settle more. It makes them feel more like they belong here.
And Ghana have a lot of, I understand the sense of acceptance,
yes.
And Ghana have so many beautiful African names, like Akosua, like so many beautiful African names.
At least I can say of West Africa, there's no country in West Africa whose names are not meaningful. These are not names like a Wood, Long Livingstone, and all those stuff. These are names that have meanings.
That talks about your heritage, your culture,
your belief, your mentality, your philosophy, your religion. These are things. See, we always say, for this, give it to Ghana. They are doing a good thing. And that is why people are trooping back to Ghana. Why are they not going to other countries?
Yes.
There are people in Europe, in America, that their DNA does not suggest Ghana.
Yeah, for sure.
So why is it that they are not going? They feel acceptable in Ghana.
In Ghana.
They feel they can there are things that can resonate with them in Ghana. That is where they are going. Ghana is doing a very good way. See, these things may not bear fruit immediately, but in 5-10 years, you see how the impact of this thing that Ghana is doing. It is a good thing. It is a right step in the right direction for Ghana. Ghana will definitely have my support for this. Let Nigeria too do. Let Gambia do. Let other African things do. Bring home the break. See, there is mass migration from Africa to Europe, to America.
To everywhere
and
in
of
the world,
course,
even to Asia.
And of course,
We're
those
going
countries
everywhere now.
will only admit the best of Africa into their community. Have you ever seen Europe or America deporting a medical doctor?
No, never.
No, they will not. They need their brain. They need their expertise. They will not. So let us too encourage the best of Europe, the best of America that are from Africa origin to come back home and do something good. So
Okay.
Ghana is doing it right.
Okay,
and
so
it's all support for Ghana.
For sure, everybody should support Ghana.
Yes.
We should support Ghana with
Yes.
one voice, like we do on this platform. It's all about unity. It's all about togetherness. Like my brother, the naming ceremony stuff, Ghana nailed it. Because, like you said, if you come and now they give you a name, now you have a better identification option. If people ask you where you come from in Africa, you can say, oh, my name is this and that. I'm from Cote d'Ivoire. I'm from Ghana. I'm from Abidjan. I'm from Togo. I'm from Kenya. I'm from Uganda, Zambia. You know, we have a lot of countries in Africa, over 50 countries in Africa. So if somebody can be able to state it clearly, this is where I come from in Africa, is good. That's a good look from Ghana. And for the citizenship, it's something they're entitled to as an African.
Yes, when you
in
talk
Africa.
of citizenship, this is a common practice everywhere in the world.
Everywhere
the
in the
only
world.
country I know that does not give people citizenship, I think it's United Arab Emirates.
Emirates, yeah.
Every other countries I know. Europe.
Some of them do in the Gulf area.
Yeah.
To tell the policy.
In America, it's a very common thing.
It's a must because you can't do no job, you can't do
giving
nothing about it.
citizenship to people is a common thing in the United States.
Yeah.
And you cannot tell me the United States does not know what it's doing.
They
It's
really know
common
what
in
they're
Europe.
doing.
So if they give these people citizenship, is allowed. Even I remember when JJ Okocha, Daniel Amokachi and Uche Okechukwu of Nigerian origin went to Turkey to play. They were given citizenship.
It's a
They were
must.
given Turkish names.
Nationality name.
Yeah, so it is a common thing. It is good. It makes them settle more and allows them, opens them to opportunities.
And they feel welcome too when that happens.
Yes. When they say you are a citizen of a country, that means that place is your home.
Okay.
That is the meaning. It is a good one from Ghana.
Okay. So my people will be going to the next one. Mr. Steve have already give us the absolute insight that we know about this. Without African names, nobody is going to know where you come from. Like me now, when I mention my name, they know, oh, he's a Nigerian. Oh, he's a Muslim. Oh, this is your culture. This is your tradition. This is your religion. That's who we are. So my people will be going to the next one. We'll be talking about the Nigerian and Ghana, West African new hydroelectric power plants just completed in Nigeria that is going to boost the electricity in West Africa. The hydroelectric power plant that just been completed in Nigeria that is going to boost mostly the electricity in West Africa, because no matter what people said, the light contribution and distribution in West Africa is being pertained to Nigeria and Ghana. No matter what people say, we have a lot in common. So what do you think about this new hydroelectric power plant that just been concluded in West Africa to boost light across West Africa?
No, we've always been talking of great leaders in Africa, West Africa, who like what we call African unity, Pan-Africanism.
Yes, Pan-Africanism.
Pan-Africanism. This is what we need in Africa.
Yeah.
We need it to forge ahead. Without this unity, we cannot achieve much.
No.
And one of the essential things to run economy in today's world is power generation.
For sure, my brother.
Every business needs it. There is no business you want to do, you don't need power generation.
For continuity, for consistency, you need it.
See, all the countries that are top in economy, they have 24-hour power generation.
For sure, all the G5, G7.
You can run business 24 hours.
Yeah,
if you have power anytime. Power generation, at least we have seen an example in Lagos State. If you everywhere is illuminated, crime will reduce.
Oh, for sure.
Criminals will not have a hiding place. That is one of the another advantage.
People will have something doing.
People will
they'll be busy. They'll be occupied. Yeah.
People will not look around snatching bags, snatching money, because everywhere is clean. Everywhere is clear. They can easily see you. It eases pressure on the police, on security agencies, and it boosts business. So this is very good. And it
keeps the citizens to engage, in activities that will develop and promote everything.
Relaxation becomes easier. Relaxation becomes easier when there's light everywhere. You know when you can walk, you know when you can relax, you know when you can get to bed, because everywhere is illuminated. Everywhere you have power. I remember much when I was still much younger, when I got to go to work. At times I will have to wake up in the dead of the night to hire my dress.
Imagine. So they won't take the light in the morning.
Because they will take it early in the morning. That will impact on productivity. Because when you don't have enough rest, you can't be effective.
Never.
So the function, the benefits of having regular power supply all around here is very enormous. If Ghana and Nigeria and all other countries in West African region can do this, this is perfect. It will help us all around our life, and this is what we have been looking forward to. This is very good,
and it's going to even help the migration and the migrating issue of Nigerians out of Nigeria. Is going to make a lot of Nigerians stay, because if you ask people that they are running away from Nigeria now, most of them will be like, oh, I can't practice my business, I can't do what I'm being trained of in school because there's no light to generate what I want to generate. And it's going to bring the development and help the youth too in showcasing their talent, because Nigeria is now known as the modern home of entertainment industry in the whole of Africa.
Yes, I had sorry to cut you. One professor, I think I can't really remember, the professor of history. He studied in Nigeria and moved to Canada. He said when he moved to Canada, he saw the difference, because when he was in Nigeria, he was given like time paper to work on. He said at times he had legal excuses that, sir, I was not able to do my work because there was power outage. He said when he got to Canada, there was no such excuses. He was able to finish his work at the right time, even much more than the time, because he was used to power outage. When he got to Canada, there was nothing like that. He could work anytime. He could achieve success faster than those that were used to having power every time. So what we are saying in essence is that the benefit of having power 24 hours a day, they are countless. You cannot just imagine them. They are just
even
too
to
much.
The medical sectors. Like you're talking about people that die in hospital when they're trying to have operation. A lot of rich people have died.
Ibadan.
Yeah.
That is teaching hospital for University of Ibadan, the first university in Nigeria. In the 70s, we learned that King of Saudi Arabia will come to Ibadan for treatment.
But now I don't think that is.
The last time I read something pathetic about patients will be asked to buy candle to stay in the hospital.
In that hospital.
The
buy candle to stay in hospital. The best hospital that even the crown prince come from Saudi Arabia
in the 70s will come there for treatment.
And I heard we have the best medical doctors around the world. In the world.
Yes.
In the world. I'm talking of West Africans, not only Nigerian. I'm talking about Ghana, about people, especially from Togo, in West Africa.
If you go to most of the hospitals in the Bronx in the US, New York, that you have large population of Ghanaians. If you go to most hospitals in Brooklyn, you have a lot of Nigerians there.
Yeah.
These people are people that could have stayed at home, help people.
A lot of people, to generate and develop the nation.
We just hope that this power generation will help them come back home, or at least people that are planning to live will stay.
Or to run away will stay. Just put it to run away will stay in that country. So my people, this is what we're talking about. African leaders, need to step up, to bring together, this unity, this cooperation from the West African venture of the ECOWAS is a good thing. The hydro, electrical power plants that just finished in Nigeria, I know it's going to help a lot. It's going to develop, and it's going to make a lot of people remain in Nigeria for the future because of the growth that will come out from this. So my people will be going to the next one. We'll be talking about in India, in Delhi. The Indian police, the cops, they have already, surrounded like 150 to 200 African nationals, after 5 Nigerians have been owed for drug-related issue. And in the same Indian, we've seen a lot of Nigerians too, being stranded at their airports, whereby some people that they're already tired of Indian because they talk about what is going on in Indian, like a lot of Nigerians has been, attacked. Some issues have been coming on, related issues have been coming on of abuse, and some, a lot of racial issue in Indian. So a lot of Nigerians that want to come back home, most of the adult people have been given grace to live, but most of the youths, the babies that their parents died, some people that their parents are in prison because a lot of Nigerians have been captured and they have been, arrested due to drug-related issue. So what do you think about this stuff going on in India and pertaining to Nigerians? What do you think the Nigerian government should do to help the citizens stranded over there?
There are 2 ways I want to look at this. Drug trafficking is an offense.
And they said a lot of Nigerians to their doing prostitution and everything over there in India.
And this is not the first time we hear about Nigerians being caught trafficking drug in countries.
Not only Indian, like Libya, Ghana, South Africa.
In countries, Singapore, Malaysia.
Yes, Singapore, Malaysia. You're very right.
People should try to live a decent life. You're not going into crime because you want to live. So that's one aspect. Those that have been caught and in prison, let them remain there. Serve their terms.
They should remain in prison.
Because those are the people that give bad names to the good people of this country.
You're right.
There are a lot of good Nigerians everywhere in the world.
And it's not only to Nigerians, so to other Africa. Because some people don't even know if you are Nigerian if they see you.
Yes.
They might think you're from Kenya or Ghana.
Some people don't know. Where are you from? You are from Africa. That's what they see. And this is robbing on other African countries.
For sure.
So we must try as much as possible to discourage people trafficking drugs. That is one aspect. The other aspect is, I think Indian authorities are taking this too far. They are doing what I call stereotyping. Because you have some people in your custody, people of let's say Nigerian origin, you are denying other people who want to live not to live.
Yeah, with their children.
With their children, especially.
And they are not citizens in your country.
Every sane crime will protect children.
For sure.
As long as you are under, they give you the best of treatment. You cannot visit the iniquity of parents on children. If these children can identify adults who will be willing to take them, do the documentation, hand them over to Nigerian embassy.
Authority, yeah.
Nigerian authority, let them go. You can't keep people permanently in your country because some people are criminals in your country. No, you are telling us that they are guilty without any defense. You have not accused them of anything, and you are saying they cannot go. Let them go. They want to leave. Let them leave. Because as much as they stay, they will constitute more problems in that environment. And in case of Nigerian government, I think Nigerian government should just wake up to their responsibility. Although I don't know the details of the conditions why they are delaying them. I don't know, but Nigerian government, we are pleading that they should do it fast. Let people come back and reunite to their families. That's my plea.
Okay, so what about the people that are indulging in drug activities and other, negative activities in India? The Nigerian, talk to them that they need to stop this.
That's what I'm saying. They should try to live a decent life. They should try to live decent life. You cannot do this for long. As long as you are in this business, one day you will be caught and you will regret for the rest of your life. That is it. Countries cannot allow traffickers to traffic in their country. They will crack you down. Like
in India, that their law is very strict. Like in Thailand, it's like
Singapore,
they jail you for life.
These
So
are the
why are
things.
we still going there, my people? My brother.
There's no country I know in the world that allows drug trafficking. So there's no hiding place. You can only run, you cannot hide.
You can never hide.
They will pay you down. Learn. It is not too late. Do decent job. Live decently and grow your life, grow your business. It is possible. That is my word for them. They should learn to be hardworking and do normal hard work. Everybody does. Everybody works. They shouldn't give bad names to everybody every time they get involved in this mess.
In other countries, that should do the right thing at the right time.
At the right time.
So this is what we're talking about on Africa Unity platform. We're going to spit it out when you do something crazy, something not too good for the whole of other people that they call themselves Africans. That they come from these African countries, mostly from West Africa, from my prolific home, from Nigeria, from Ghana, from Togo, from Guinea, and all three other sides coming out of Africa. So my people, this is what we talked about on AfricaUnitytv with King Idris. So we'll be going to the next one. We'll be the Nigerian controversies in Africa. Most of countries in Africa really have a lot to say about Nigerians. Why do you think this is going on? Because it's only Nigerians that will complain about in Guinea. It's only Nigerians that will complain about in Ghana, in Kenya, in South Africa, in Togo. Even when you talk outside Africa, like in India, like we talked about on our previous, what we talked about. So like in India, like in Libya, another place in Africa. Why is it like every time they talked about Nigeria in that way? Why?
Yeah,
when this all started?
That narrative is correct. Every time you hear this about Africa, Nigeria is always in the news.
Yeah, for sure.
And we have said this before. The only credible business that we have now in Nigeria is entertainment, notably music. Every other thing, apart from that, we are not in the good news. However, we should be in the good news when we talk about medical science. Nigerians are there. In Europe, in US, Nigerians are doing well in medical science. Doctors, nurses, we are there. Academics, Nigerians are there. But the bad ones are the ones giving the good ones the bad name. There are many places I have seen application for just Nigerians do not apply. See the influence one person, Hush Puppy, has on Nigerians, the whole of Nigerians. There's no medical doctor in the world that is as popular as Hush Puppy.
Medical doctor?
There's none.
I understand.
There's none.
It will be very hard.
How many sportsmen in Nigeria today is as popular as Hush Puppy?
You're right.
So these people are just ubiquitous for nothing good. Application for employment, Nigeria should not apply. If you go to dating site, you say beware of Nigeria and beware of Ghana.
Are we bad to that extent?
We are not bad to that extent, but the branding problem we have is that we don't do the right branding. The only person that really wanted to work on branding Nigeria was late Dora Akunyili when he was the minister of, I think, external affairs. He really wanted to do the branding of Nigeria. But even Nigerians, we ourselves, we have even lost our hope
for the rebranding. Nigeria.
There was no encouragement. The lady finally, Nigeria, we have said this before, our achievements now are on individual basis. No, it's not on governmental basis.
So why do your other African countries don't like us? Why did they hate us?
One, okay, let's start from South Africa. Xenophobia.
Yeah.
They said Nigerians are taking over their businesses. Nigerians are enterprising. They are hardworking everywhere they went. Everywhere they go, they are enterprising, they are hardworking, they are visionary. That is one. Two, Nigerians are spenders. Wherever Nigerians go, they spend money. And that is one of the reasons why South African men hate Nigerian men. They say, whenever they come to the scene in a relationship, they take their girlfriends away. Because they spend a lot of money for this girl. So
is it true that we take their girlfriends?
That's
their
what
wife.
They say.
That's what they say.
No, we are hardworking and we spend. We said here, Nigerians are lavish when it comes to spending. So we can do that easily. That is one. Two, we have talked about Ghana, Nigeria market issues.
Yeah.
There are a lot of Nigerians in Ghana doing businesses.
A lot of population of them.
A lot of population of them. And this is becoming a threat. Because Nigeria can risk anything. We can take risk. We can take risk, especially when we go out and we have a large number of Nigerians outside the country trying to fend for themselves. Not when you go out to fend for your family, to fend for yourself, you work harder than you should do.
Yeah, yeah.
So that is...
You put in all the best.
All the best. This is another thing. And some other countries, out of envy,
they don't like it.
They don't just like Nigerians. Why is it only Nigerians every time?
Because this is what I don't understand. Like Cameroon was part of Nigeria after the amalgamation of Nigeria.
Yes.
Cameroon was part of Nigeria before the independence of Nigeria. Truly, we have a lot of issues between the Cameroonians and Nigerians. If you go to after Calabar down and you're going straight to Cameroon, you have the Anglophone Cameroon,
yes,
and you have the Francophone Cameroon. Yes. The Anglophone Cameroon could have been part of Nigeria, but they later accepted and merged up with the Francophone Cameroon. But now, because of the crude oil on the Bakasu Peninsula and everything going on, there is a lot of issue between Nigeria and Cameroon, which I don't even know where it comes from as a Nigerian. We've seen a lot of Nigerian musicians being expelled from Cameroon, like Naira Marley, like other Africans too, other musicians too, like Tenny, the Tenny show, Naira Marley shows, a lot of other shows. And in Ghana, that we have this, strong relationship. We can talk from the Biafran days, when the Biafran issue was up, the civil war in Nigeria. Major General Hankra from Ghana, the leader of Ghana at the time, called Gowon and called Ojukwu to Aburi, the Aburi Convention, when they have the debate of how to settle and and bring the civil war in Nigeria at the time to to a better realm. So this country that have been with us while we having issue with them, but now on social media a lot of Ghanaians insult Nigerians. Now we don't even get along like we used to before. We'll be talking about best of this, best of in jollof rice, best in everything. So why do you think all this is the rivalry is coming?
To me, that is still part of branding. You know how much Nigeria spent for the independence of South Africa? Do you know how many musicians work song for the freedom of South Africa?
From Nigeria.
From Nigerian artists. Sani Okosun, all of them, many of them, when South Africa was under apartheid. But because we did not position ourselves, give it to America.
We do not brand ourselves well.
There is no way a country like America will invest so much in a country like South Africa, they will not benefit anything. We just did what we did, like we are brothers. We did not stamp our feet. I never expected South Africa to do that to Nigeria.
What about Ghana and Cameroon?
In case of,
let's say, South Africans, they knew. Maybe some of them don't even know what Nigeria did. But what about Cameroon that was part of us? And Ghana, that's our brothers now. Everybody insulting Nigeria. Why, my brother? Why? Why Ghana? Is it because of the issue that we had in the Shagari era? Let's talk about it. Is it because of that?
The Ghana must go era.
I don't like to say Ghana must go because now they have Nigeria must go too. Is it because of it? Is it because of it? Now when you talk about Ghana on YouTube, a lot of people come out and don't say nothing about Ghana. You Nigerian. Why?
In the western part of Nigeria, the most formidable countries are Ghana and Nigeria. In the West Africa today, the most formidable countries are Ghana and Nigeria. Nigeria has a massive population. Ghana does not have that much. Nigeria has so much wealth that we shouldn't be talking of poverty in Nigeria.
Okay.
And Nigerian leaders, to me, are among the worst in Africa.
I know, but why is Ghana, is Ghana hating on Nigeria?
Now, Nigeria will emigrate to Ghana, and we want to take over the market in Ghana.
Okay, that's one.
So of course, they will need to fight back.
Yeah.
They will need to protect their identity, because the impression will be that as you have spoiled your country, don't come and spoil this place.
Yeah.
It's natural.
It's the truth.
It's the truth. It's natural. If we too know some other countries. For example, if countries like Niger or Sudan that we believe we are better than are populating Nigeria, we need to check them. Even in Nigeria before, there was a time a governor in Lagos State had to take some people, Nigerians, put them in truck and go and dump them in some other places. In the northern area, right. Because he believed they are constitutional nuisance to his state.
Yeah.
Yes, that is a threat to his state. I can't work out in my state and you will take the resources of my state. My indigenous will not get benefits. No, go back to your place. So this is natural. If a country is protecting our citizens, it is natural. What I don't want to hear or listen is to do stereotyping. Say every Nigerian must go. Every Nigerians are bad. No, there are good Nigerians.
And there are bad.
There are bad ones. Yeah, fish out the bad ones. We have mentioned here how Nigerians, 3 of them, were involved in kidnapping and they are in jail. We condemn it, put them in jail. But the good ones, and again, if you look at it critically, all this hatred, all this deportation, they are not deporting the good ones. I've not heard any medical doctors being deported. I've not heard of any lawyer being deported. I've not heard of any businessman being deported. There are always people who are doing one thing or the other, or who don't have any defined business doing.
They don't even have no assistance.
Since they have been denied people visas in countries, even Europe, they are looking for lawyers, and they are looking for medical doctors from Nigeria.
I'm surprised the biggest medical doctor in Congo and Gabon is in Nigeria, and you never see them deport people like that when they talked about deportation.
National University in Lesotho, Nigeria was their first chancellor till maybe 3-4 years ago.
Wow. Why
is it that they will not deport that man? They will not deport people of value. It is people that are looking around, don't have specific thing, no value to the economy. They are parasites to the economy. Those are the people they will deport.
Okay. So
when they say they are hating Nigeria, they are the low caliber, not too useful people there. They are deporting. They are deporting.
Okay. So my people, this is what we talked about on AfricaUnitytv with KingIdris, and I can see Mr. Steve Ade has already give us the insight on, the advantage of, prolific unification between African countries and how we can safeguard and protect ourselves and stick together for the future growth of other African countries, because the division and the divide and conquer won't be the same case, and it's not even the answer for us as African children. So my brother will be going to the next one. We'll be talking about the new Lagos Blue Lane train that just in Lagos they are starting it, and the Lagos government have been in this train. A lot of people know it's going to be in existence very soon. So what do you think about in Lagos? Is it going to correct
the blue line is
the
good.
Transportation issue in Nigeria?
It's going to ease a lot of traffic
in Nigeria. The go-slow issue and the transportation issue in Nigeria.
This blue line is for passengers, not for load.
No, it's for passengers. Yeah.
So it's going to
strictly for passengers.
So it's going to help a lot in transportation problem crisis. Lagos is one of the most difficult city to live when it comes to transportation.
It's too crowded. Too crowded. It's too crowded.
Too congested.
And a lot of issue has been coming up, and this for the transportation, ventures in Lagos is a good look.
It is a good look. It is very, very good. It is encouraging. We encourage government to do more of this. It will help a lot. And they say it's going to work 24 hours too. Yes.
It will be a 24-hour service.
It's good. However, the south part of it is that the contract was highly inflated. It was, the Chinese handled the construction.
Yeah.
And it was 350 million in the Chinese stock exchange. That is what we have there at the contract cost. But in Nigeria, we are hearing it's 1.5 billion.
Wow.
That is almost times 4 of it.
Why is it that everything Nigerians do, there must be a little sprinkle of corruption? Why?
That is what we are saying.
So because we want to embezzle this money now?
Of course. Of course, people sign the contract on behalf of government. So that is it. That is one of the problems we have in things like this. It is killing business. It is killing a lot of trust in government, and no government official has come out to say that allegation is not true. But for the meantime, let us enjoy the the train. Let us enjoy it. Let us see how it's going to ease our transportation crisis in Nigeria and in Lagos especially. And I believe it's going to do a lot to ease transportation problem.
But do you think it's because of the the next coming election, the APC, because the government of Lagos is being run by the APC candidates? Do you think it's because to promote their next candidate, Tinubu, that is the reason why they're bringing out this train, blue lane line?
No, it has been in the offing for some time. It has been in the pipeline for some time. It's only that if we are not fast enough, it should have been completed long before now.
Oh.
Yeah, it should have been completed long before now. But thank God we have seen the end of it. At least it is better than Lagos-Ibadan Expressway that has been there for a long time without a completion. They have done this. Let us put it to use. And more importantly, the management is very, very key.
No, we don't do no adequate management in Nigeria. We just create stuff.
We don't create stuff.
Like the new train line in Abuja, the new one in Sokoto, other one around Nigeria. Before like in next 5 years, you see some problem coming out. So like we see in our stadium that we build in Nigeria.
I just pray that they can set management team in place that will maintain this thing. That is my prayer now. Please, Nigerians should watch out and encourage the government to do the best. And if there's any part, the passengers should need to play to make it remain functional 24 hours throughout the year. Let us do it.
So how do you think this project Lagos State as a whole to the far population of people tripping into Nigerian, because of, we can see the new initiative of Nigerian government trying to do the same thing Ghana do, like people should come back home, get their citizenship and other stuff. So what do you think this would be in projecting Lagos name out of the...
It is good. It's a good one from the government of Lagos State. This is a good one. The other thing is that Lagos is fabulously rich. Lagos can do it fast. It's not one we should be celebrating. The status of Lagos is bigger than this.
It's one of the only country in the only state in Nigeria that generated more money more than the whole other state, because it's part of the coastline. That a lot of money comes from the revenue that comes from the water business around Lagos.
Yeah, Lagos is very, very richer than any state in Nigeria. What again we want government to do in Lagos State? For example, Lagos is rich to some extent. In fact, the internally generated revenue in the western part of Nigeria is greater than any other region, any other the other 5 regions in Nigeria.
Yeah, for sure. Comparing it to the western region in Nigeria, in the western side of the Yoruba people, and to the eastern side of the Igbo people,
or not
and
east,
not to the
not west, not
Fulani.
central or south. Yeah. The west is the best in terms of generation.
And Lagos is the main source and the main key.
Let the western part do intercity train. They can do it.
Because of the income they generate from Lagos State.
Lagos to Ibadan, Lagos to Abeokuta, they can do it.
Because when they connect this together, it will be easy to channel this to the northern state and the middle belt.
And Lagos will be
which are very close to Lagos.
Lagos will be the congested.
It's going to help the population issue.
Stress will be reduced.
Because the crime rate in Lagos is going high.
People are too many. If they can do this to connect the major cities in Yoruba land, the western part of country, this is going to be good. They can do it.
So my people, this is what we talked about on Africa Unity platform. It's for the development and for the growth of all African countries. We just talked about Nigeria now. We want the Nigerian government to do the right thing. So my brother will be going to the next one. The West African countries in ECOWAS, the countries in ECOWAS have already come together, and they've stipulated that as they're doing the train project in 2027, in conclusion, they want to do something related to the currency. They want it to be one currency for the whole West African countries under ECOWAS. So what do you think about this? And the Ghana president and Nigerian president and be pushing this to the wave front. So what do you think about this one currency from the West African countries? What do you think about this?
Unity is key. We have been saying that. And if they have one currency, that will be very, very good for West African countries. It will be able to regulate a lot of things. It will boost the economic interactions, and there's be more. Of course, there'll be more unity, and if you can come together as an economic force, this is going to help us. This is going to help Africa. This is going to solidify our unity, and everything we do together. It will be easier for us to move around all these countries. When we have the same currency, it will be a lot easier. People do a lot of business around the world. You see dollar. That is the universal currency.
Number one currency.
Number one currency. That is the standard measurement of transaction in the whole world. If you have one in West Africa, it is going to ease a lot of problems. It's going to eat a lot of bottleneck. It is a good thing if they can do it, if they can finance it and see it through. Because that means they have to create another. There was a time they mentioned a long time ago, they said they know it be called ECO or ECO. That is what they proposed that time. But since then, I've not heard too much about it again. Now they are coming up again.
It's the same name, the ECO, ECO, the ECO currency.
I pray this time around they'll be able to put us together and find agreement in how they will do it, and let them set machinery in motion and do it. This is going to help us.
So what do you think about this? Because, you know, Gaddafi, the past president of Libya, have already talked about how to turn gold to, you know, one African currency. And the Ghana authorities, the Ghana government are coming out to say, to staple the same thing that Gaddafi staple at this time. They're coming out with the same thing, with the same initiative, the same ideology. And you know, Ghana is home of gold.
No,
so the Ghana government are taking off how to do the same thing.
Pan-Africanism, Ghana was in the forefront.
Okay.
Gaddafi too was in the forefront.
Yeah, Kwame Nkrumah and Gaddafi,
yes.
and Julius Nyerere of Tanzania. Yeah.
These people these are visionary leaders. These are the people that saw tomorrow.
For African people.
African people. Africa must come together as one entity. That is when we can stand our ground. That is when we can do things. So if you can form a kind of financial unity where we have one currency, that would be bad. That would be very, very great. So whether we use ECO or we use gold or we use, the important thing is that it is an identity of financial transaction
in Africa.
In Africa.
And it will bring the unity among us.
Of course, it will bring unity. It will ease a lot of things. We can do. See, in Europe, they have a European passport. You have European, you can travel to anywhere.
And they have European currency.
We have
too.
European currency.
Yeah,
so if you do that, it will
even
help
France
us.
That have the franc money.
Yes.
The money, you know, the CFA they spend in the French colonized country, themselves, they don't spend the French franc. They spend the euro with the other European countries.
So if you have one, let's have our own to let us move around easily and do business easily. We need unity now more than before. And
it's going to help the Nigerian and all other African resources
every country,
in terms of businesses in Africa.
We'll be able to regulate international trade.
International trade, like for the foreign affairs and everything.
So let us do this. Let us hope our leaders will be able to do this right.
Okay, so the ECO money for the ecosystem in the African, you know, economy, mostly in West Africa, for the 2027, you know, initiative for the project will be a good look, and we hope it's gonna come, you know, to a better standard for the development of Africa. Yes. So my brother will be going to the next one. We'll be talking about in Libya. Most of the Nigerian female now, you can see on TikTok, you can see on YouTube, mostly on Facebook. It's a big issue now that most of the Nigerian female end up in Libya and other Gulf area to do business like the Arab work, and they end up in prostitution. We've seen a lady that come out having pregnant. She's pregnant and she went to Libya for a job. They raped her, beat her up. You know, we see this video everywhere. So what do you think about this?
Well,
in Libya,
the video is not the first, and it's not going to be the last. Sadly,
why do you say that?
Because there are a lot of Nigerians stuck in Libya and the Arab world,
and they can't do nothing about it.
What I've discovered is that people from Kenya and Uganda are mostly in Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar.
And Omar.
Yes,
Yeah.
and Omar doing domestic work.
Yeah.
90% of them women.
You're right. Some even go with pregnant to go and do this. Some would even go with their kids to go and do this, you know.
And Nigerians too, because most of them, we will say they want to go to Libya and from there go to Europe. Most of them are stuck in Libya. Most of them, in fact, many of them, if not all of them, have been deceived to leave Nigeria to follow that route. Different story will be sold to them. When they're on their way, things will change. I've seen documentary on people are telling us that they have to drink their own urine to survive. Many people die along the desert. So, as sad as it is, those who go to Libya are a bit fortunate. Now, when most of them go to Libya, the story will change finally.
Because the country too is on civil war. They're trying to
the country now
to come up.
has no one recognized leader, so everything is
jump out.
Yes. When they get there, the easiest job they can do is domestic worker and prostitution. And prostitution in this case, they are forced to do it.
Why do you say that's the easiest work they can do?
Which work will they do? These countries are not like the United States where you come into the country, you say you want to fight for asylum.
Like they have a functional system.
Yeah, you say you want to fight for asylum.
This is a country that have a scatter system.
And America will be giving you food, giving you accommodation. Those Libya, they don't have that. They don't have that. You have to migrate to those countries legitimately. And because these people got there through agents who were always after their money, they get there, you do domestic job. Now, there's somebody I talked to in, is it Qatar? The mistress, the husband of the mistress was trying to sleep with her. She had to run from that place to another place.
Imagine doing Arabo work in the house.
Doing domestic
work. They call it Arabo work.
Yes. Now, those that are not that fortunate to get this Arabo work will be forced into prostitution.
Yes.
Because some of them traveled owing their agents. And the agents must collect the money back. So the easiest way is prostitution. Some people say as little as 17, 18, they have about 30, 40 men sleeping with them each day to pay back. When they go there, they seize their passport. They don't have access to food, nowhere to go. They just lock them somewhere, and that's what they be doing.
They say they put them in well, like if they come to inspect the house, because the government authority, they don't want that to happen.
Yes.
Then they put some people, they hide them inside well, they cover them up, and they don't even give them no food, and they still force them to indulge in this shady, dirty act.
That is what they force them to do.
And most of these people go out of their homes in Nigeria in searching for greener pastures and better opportunity in other countries.
What I will advise is, one, people should not be desperate to leave their country.
Not even Nigeria now.
I said their countries.
Africa,
it's not only Nigeria. I've mentioned
Kenya, Ghana, Guinea, Zambia, Zimbabwe.
The
That's
people
most
that
of Africa that are traveling now.
Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda. Those people are common African countries. Ghana. Those people are a bit common to this Gulf area. They should not be desperate to leave. Anybody, any day say, I have job for you in another person's country. You say you have a standby job for another person that you have not even brought to the country. All these are lies.
There's no job nowhere.
There's no job nowhere. No job is waiting for you anywhere. 3, when you pay agents and you say when you get there, you pay the balance. This is a place you've not been to in your life. You don't know what sells there. You don't know what obtains. You have no friend. You have no contact. In most cases, they will tell them they take them to town here, they will take them to another village in B. You have no contact, you have nobody. And to make it worse, you don't speak their language. So even in most cases, those that do domestic work, if you want to leave, because some of these are on contract, you want to leave, they can lie against you. Your host can lie against you. You can't do nothing. You don't speak their language. Whatever they ask you to say, you have to say.
But why are they using our own fellow Nigerians that bring people and use it against our own fellow Nigerians? The people that bring them. the madam, the oga,
yes.
they use them against their own people. Why?
No, if you take people from your country to another place and you want to get your money back, what do?
You try to like see.
Those are the people you can use to get your money back.
They use their people against them.
Will you use indigenous of your host country?
Because we won't listen to them. Yeah,
so you use people from Qatar to get your money? No, you can't do that.
So they use the people that bring them from Nigeria to extort money back from them.
Yes. Even you, that you are doing the agent work, how stable are you in that country? So that is the problem. That's what they do. This case is not the last. It's not going to be the last because some people are too desperate. Tell them the fact, they won't listen. They won't listen. They say, okay, if you say it's not good, you two that you are abroad, come back to Nigeria and see what we are seeing.
But abroad is different to abroad, though.
I have somebody whose brother is in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. He said when he went there, they sleep as worse than hostels.
Imagine.
He said one small size bed. He saw husband and wife and a child.
Migration issue is a big issue.
It is a big
issue. It's a pandemic issue coming out of Africa these days.
People should look very well before they leave. They should be careful. It is not every country you can migrate to and have a good use of life. Yeah. In my own opinion, move legitimately. To
where you'll be welcome.
Move where
and travel the adequate way.
That's why I say legitimately.
Yeah.
Legitimately travel. Anytime you are traveling illegitimately, whatever you see,
consequential issues, bad issues,
you cannot complain.
Okay.
That is the problem. So I pity those that are stuck. But the best option for them, if they have the means, to come back home. That is the best option. So otherwise, they continue to use them. Sadly.
A lot of Nigerians over there have been stuck. They need a lot of help from the Nigerian government and some other African, citizens too over there. So I hope the African government, like ECOWAS, like this international body, can easily come up and help and stop all this going on in the African soil. This is what war cost. Every country that has civil war, it takes them 50 years to be normal after the war. So we wish them the best. So we'll be going to the next one. We'll be talking about the upcoming issue in UK, United Kingdom. 45 Nigerians have been arrested for fraud. In Ghana terms, they call it Sakawa. But they arrested people for Yahoo, the 419 issue going on, the fraud issue going on. They arrested these people. And the funniest part of it is they're very new in UK. But they are all Nigerian. They bust in their room. It's not even up to 2 weeks that they all come down to UK. Maybe they've been tracing them since they're coming, but they boxed down their room and they packed everybody in the old, building. 45 Nigerians. What do you think about this in UK?
Those that have been caught for doing fraud, let them remain in prison. These are the people giving us bad names.
Why is it only Nigeria? We are the one in Libya. We are the one in India. We are the one in Ghana. Even in South Africa.
When people face crisis
in their homeland,
they
will take it to somewhere else.
They run.
And they take the same issue to other countries.
They want to live somewhere else. And it is not only Nigerians that are facing crisis. But what makes, in my own opinion, our own case worse is that we live very flamboyant lifestyle.
We live beyond.
We live big.
Beyond our means.
We live big. I watched a TikTok show by one guy called Timi Agbaje. He was interviewing people to tell him the worth of their dress. Somebody said he won a gold chain of about 7 million.
Wow.
And the interviewer asked him, what job do you do? He said, I do nothing. So you don't do anything and you are wearing gold of 7 million. It is either
close to $15,000.
It is either that gold is not up to 7 million.
Yeah, maybe it's like the fake gold.
The fake gold.
Yeah.
Which is part of the kind of flamboyant lifestyle we want to live.
We like to lie about our life.
Or he's doing something, he's doing fraud that he cannot see.
Yeah, for sure. We never say it online because they give them 7 years now. That's the law.
So
they give them 7 years.
That is the problem
for fraud in Nigeria.
We live flamboyant life. That is where most of these people want to do fraud. They can't wait to accumulate wealth. They want to enjoy beyond their means.
And they are very, very young. The people that have been arrested in UK, the oldest among them is the one that is 32. The rest of them is 24, 25.
The kidnappers in Ghana, were they not young?
27, 28.
27, 28.
Right.
These
Asking for $800 million.
$800,000.
$800,000.
These are the people that will always give us bad names.
But why always Nigerians? Why?
That is
why?
I have said it. No.
Why?
I have not known any country in the world that their lifestyle is as flamboyant as our own.
In the world, not even in Africa.
I've not seen that.
Kenya will complain that, we trying to take their women in their country and we finessing their men out. South Africa complain the same thing. Equatorial Guinea complain the same thing. In Cameroon, in Ghana, in the market sectors, that they are our friend though.
How many countries have you seen spray money in parties like Nigeria?
Nobody knows.
Even in America, they are doing the same thing.
And they say it's part of our culture.
It's part of our culture. This is what encourages people to go into this
criminality.
Criminalities. I've not seen Ghanaians spraying money like this. I've not seen Kenyans spraying money.
I don't even do that.
Americans will not do that.
No, I don't even do that.
So
it's not part of their culture.
That is the problem.
Because their law, they really take it serious over there.
I've seen Nigerians on social media who went to another person's house and posting it as her own house.
Yeah, I remember that.
The owner of the house was abroad. He had to fly in from UK back home
to make complaint that how is this your house?
This is my house.
Maybe somebody
want to create a fake impression on people. Another person's house, you claim it and post it on social media as your own. Many people will see that lady and say, this lady, I know this lady. Within this short time, he has made a lot of money.
Yeah, and they will now start running helter skelter.
In some cases, parents will tell children, is
that
person not your mate? What have you achieved? These are the things that will make people do illegal things.
Going to shady
stuff, criminalities.
Trying to survive. Because they're seeing their neighbor and they don't even know their neighbor is lying and now, living beyond their means and doing some shady stuff like fraud.
Of them, let them remain in prison. Those of many people in Nigeria who are working hard, let them enjoy the fruit of their hard work. The few that are too desperate, take them from the society, the same society, go and keep them where you want to keep them, so that Nigerians will have sanity for once.
But we
have to keep our good name. Nigeria is a good place.
Country, and we are hardworking people.
Yes.
The UK government, we know they are part of our colonized, people that colonize African countries. But they help a lot of Africans these days. They're bringing them down with their children for more work opportunities in UK. So we wish they're not going to spoil this for other Nigerians that want to come to UK and do a legit job in UK.
No, I believe the government should have the statistics
to check out the good and
people that are good. No, they come to Nigeria and recruit people. They know Nigerians are hardworking.
For sure.
They know Nigerians are enterprising. They know Nigerians can. Most, you go to, at least I can talk of nurses. The greater percentage of people, nurses in the US, doing overtime are Nigerians.
I know for sure.
American nurses don't do as much as Nigerians do.
Yeah, for sure.
So we put in a lot of effort.
A lot of work.
So let them take the bad ones off
and keep the good ones. Okay, so my people will be going to the next one. We wish the United Kingdom, government do the right thing and keep the bad ones in jail and leave the good ones, because Nigeria, we need our good name. So we'll be going to the next issue, talking about the fourth coming presidential election in Nigeria. Atiku, the former vice president of Nigeria, under the PDP party that is running for this presidential election, it's been stated that this man is one of the most corrupted human beings out of Nigeria. And the United Kingdom government said, no, he can't come. Even in America, they said he can't come. He already came to America
the other time
and show himself. And now he went to United Kingdom now, before the election. It's like a campaign to me. And a lot of people from the PDP camp, in UK, they came to welcome him with the daughter of Omokri giving him flower and other PDP members. What do you think about this from Atiku? And on the other hand, we can see Tinubu and Obasanjo fighting, throwing words to themselves because Obasanjo endorsed Obi. And in the middle of this whole controversial issue, you have Peter Obi himself in his hometown in Anambra, that we see the multitude people that welcome him. What do you think about this in general? From Atiku going to UK, Tinubu and Obasanjo from the Western region, you know, having their own dramatic time for him, you know, supporting Peter Obi, and Obi in Anambra now. A lot of people welcome him back. What do you think about this?
If you want to start from Obi's case, no, you said here before, I'm not particularly interested in the three of them, but let's do the analysis of the events. The last election, Obasanjo, former president of Nigeria, supported Atiku. Atiku lost. Now he has supported Obi. I just hope history will not repeat itself.
Obi will not lose. You think Obi will lose this time?
That's what I said. I hope
history will not repeat
itself. Obi is Igbo. Before the coming out of Obi, Obi was in PDP.
Yes.
It is because he lost out in PDP.
Yeah, that he came to Labour Party. Yeah.
So to me, Obi is in PDP.
Yeah, because if they give him room,
he would have stayed. Yeah. He would have stayed. So,
he go through his governorship candidate and all his opinion on that PDP.
So Obi became flag bearer in Labour Party because he lost in PDP. Now, another thing I want us to look at is that being Igbo has never been the elected president in Nigeria. And before he came out, the voice in that region is IPOP, Independent People of Biafra. We want to be on our own. We are not part of Nigeria. And their campaign was massive. Now Obi has come out. They are supporting Obi. So that means their intention of getting out of Nigeria is suspended.
Yeah, they change all the things that is going on in the eastern side.
They are suspended.
They penned it.
That means if Obi does not become president, they take up their arms again.
They will continue.
They will continue. That's the meaning. That's what it means to me. Atiku and Obasanjo, these are old politicians. They know their tricks very well. What APC is saying is that Obasanjo is just a man.
Oh, he has only one vote. Tinubu and Obasanjo.
They are old politicians. They know the tricks very well. They are not saying Obasanjo is just one candidate. He has one vote. Whether he's supposed to be or not, they don't bother.
They don't even care.
But if you don't care, why are you making issue out of it?
Yeah.
Obasanjo is one man, but whether you say he has electoral value or not, Obasanjo controls a lot of influence.
He's very, very powerful.
In fact, outside Nigeria, he was one time the chairman of all the presidents in Africa.
And you know something that he said? He said the reason why he supports Peter Obi is because he's the main person that brought, you know, the then
finance minister. Is it finance minister?
No, the then Biafran leader. After Ojukwu ran away from the power. So the second in command, Major General Effiong,
yes.
He was the one that brought him to Gowon and told Gowon and surrender the, you know, the old propaganda or the issue from the civil war under Biafra. He surrendered it down to Gowon, and you can see at that meeting that they're making this, they're surrendering these people and the war issue to Gowon. He said it that I, Major General Obasanjo, Olusegun Obasanjo Aremu, I surrender the leaders of the Biafran to you, and the Biafra movement or the country of Biafra in history of the Biafran law ceases to exist. That was the English they ceases to exist. So now Obasanjo is the main person that surrendered the Biafran people to Gowon. So he knows what the Igbo people, the tribe, are lacking in Nigeria. That is the reason why he said he's speaking out for Peter Obi.
No, everybody, most people who are not too deep in politics, we have sympathy for the Igbos for never presenting the president at one time or the other.
They have the ceremonial president at the time.
Yes, that is a Azikiwe,
Nnamdi Azikiwe,
whose office was not that powerful then. But in case of Atiku, anytime they challenge Atiku, the other time they said Atiku could not go to the United States, he went to the United States. Now they said he could not go to the UK, he went to the UK. Atiku, in my own opinion, is a serial loser. Atiku cannot win this election.
And all the welcoming from Omokri is just a political agenda.
They are in the same party. It's a member of the same party. They have to give
welcome
him support.
themselves.
Yeah, they have to welcome themselves.
That's why you see Omokri going to Chatham House to protest against Tinubu when he was on the visitation to Chatham House in London, in UK.
So all these people in politics in Nigeria, I'm not particularly in favor of any of them. I want a fresh start. Those people that have ruled us before in one way or the other, there is not one I can say I'm comfortable with. Let's start a new beginning. Let's try another person. All these people that say they have experience, their experience have not favored us in anything. We have not gained anything substantial from their experience. Let's try new person. Let's try somebody new who is not an old fox who knows the tricks how to dribble us every time. They should go and rest, please. Let us. They have tried their best. I give it to them. Tinubu has tried his best. He's the man that controversies trail everywhere.
Even Obasanjo, even Atiku. It's only Peter Obi that have a partial.
The Atiku is corruption. It's only Obi that has not gathered so much controversy as other people, but he has ruled before too. As a governor,
you should give other people chance.
Let's give other people chance.
So my
Even
people,
if the person will come from the east, let it be.
Okay, so my people, this is what we're talking about on AfricaUnitytv. We're just out here to give you guys the insight, to tell you guys what is going on, and to make you guys have the knowledge of what is existing, what is happening in Africa, the international community. So my people, will be going to the next one, will be the Yoruba Nation agitation. The protest that happened in the Freedom Square in Lagos, where the Nigerian police, attacked the Yoruba Nation agitation. We know the Yoruba Nation, the people from the western region of Nigeria, that they are agitating to start their own nation, start their own country, like the Igbo people of the Biafra are talking up, and the Arewa people of the northern province too. So what do you think about these Yoruba people being attacked? The police that attacked them at the Freedom Square in Lagos. What do you think? They attacked them in the Freedom Square.
The Yoruba Nation agitation, to me, did not start until Sunday Igboho came into the scene.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of people do know. He's the ringleader and the main face.
He's the main face
of the Yoruba. That's why I say the government, they go into him like they're trying to silence him. What do you think about it?
Yes, and he said he only came into it when he was invited by the community leaders around that his community in northern part of Oyo State.
Yeah,
when
right.
Fulani killing people, stealing farms and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
from the Igboho province and everything that happened in the Ibarapa area, in the the outskirts of the Oyo province. Yeah, you're right.
Yes, and he threatened government that he was going to dislodge one particular Fulani. I forgot his name.
The Fulani leader. Yeah,
Fulani leader. He threatened, and he carried out his threat.
And they send this man out of the farm.
Yeah, they sent him away. And his family.
They captured him and they sent him away and they arrested him.
Since then, government has been on him.
Quiet.
And all the rally he did, they were perfectly peaceful.
And had a lot of support from the Yoruba people.
There has never been a singular person that I know in Nigeria that has such support across all religion, across all social status. There has never been anybody. In the brief time he was doing the rally. Now, government went hard on him and they forced him out of the country.
It cost him his freedom.
Yes, he left. They have tried many things to
He's not left. Oh, he ended up in prison in Benin Republic that he had to go for a lot of cases for, and he's been left over there because of the forthcoming election, because they don't want him to come back and bring the same issue up, and they won't be able to do the election because the main place is the western region where he comes from.
And now he's in Benin Republic. That is confirmed. He cannot leave now. He cannot travel.
He's been captured there, yeah.
Yes, but what the news we hear is that he has his freedom there.
Yeah.
Now, I've seen him too say he will soon come back to the country. Maybe these people that are doing this rally are trying to get the people mind prepare for his coming again. Maybe not. But one, I don't see him coming home now. The flag, if the flag is going to continue flying, it has to be people from here. Quite unfortunately.
The diasporans.
No, the people in Nigeria.
Oh, okay.
Quite unfortunately, when Igbo was leading, there was no powerful assistant. He was the only one doing it. The only people who could call assistant are people that are the elite part of it. Professor Banji Akintoye and Professor Wale Adenina.
And the OPC leader.
The OPC leader was not even in support of his approach. The approach he was using, OPC leader Gani Adams was not in support.
That's the Ariana
Kakanfo.
So it's not in support?
He's not in support of the approach.
Okay.
But we have to give it to Gani Adams too, because his boys to capture one of those kidnappers and handed him to the police in Ibadan. Although the whereabouts of that kidnapper we don't know till now. But what I'm trying to say is this: there's nobody who is strong enough to conduct a successful rally.
So do you think the Nigerian police attacking these agitation people in the Freedom Square in Lagos, do you think it's a good look, or they're trying to stop them and quiet them for what happened at the era of Sunday Igboho when it was on the top level?
Police,
they want to quiet them or silence them. What do you think about this?
Police will always come after them.
So why do you think they attack these people? Is it a good look in Lagos State?
Police, see, Lagos State in this case is very, very instructional. 2020, October 20, NSAS protest was in Lagos.
Yeah.
We know what happened.
In Lagos.
Soldiers killed people.
Lekki Toll Gate.
Lekki Toll Gate. Now, you are doing another one in Lagos. If police did not come out against these people, another massive protest is breeding.
But are they not fighting for their rights? Is what the government doing in the Yoruba nation, is it a good thing? So they're trying to speak for their Yoruba people. This is an agitation from, talking about segregation of a country.
Yes.
Not like the Sorosoke, like the NSAS issue.
The issue now is you have to know the strength of your opponent before you fight him.
But they said they shouldn't have shot them at the Freedom Square in Lagos. They have freedom to protest inside the Freedom Square.
That is what I've done. That's why I said 2020 October, NSAS protest. People were singing national anthem with Nigerian flag. They were shot.
And they shoot them.
That is the greatest disrespect to a country
right.
by the soldiers of the same country. Anywhere you are bearing the flag of a country, that is like a country on its own.
Yeah.
You are singing national anthem and allegiance to a country, and you are shot right there. What can that country not do to you? That's why I said you have to know your opponent before you know how to tackle him. This is a country where you have no right when you are fighting government.
They don't want you to protest. They don't want you to say nothing about the government.
You have no right.
They just want you to keep quiet.
They have to. People, December 25 that we spoke about the other time, somebody in a car was shot by the police who was supposed to protect him. That was not the first time. That was not going to be the last time. People should know who they are fighting against. No know how many people the soldiers or non-soldiers have killed in the eastern part of the country for the same purpose. For the same purpose.
For Biafra agitation.
For Biafra agitation. The same purpose. They have killed
Kalu.
They went to his house and killed people in his house.
You know, even his dog that they get mad about.
in Sunday Igboho's house, when they went to his house, they killed 2 people.
Yeah,
who has been brought to book till now.
You're right.
No, but so you know your opponent
before you fight them.
Before you fight your opponent. This is Nigeria is not Europe. It's not America. So no matter what right you have, government believe you don't have any right when you are talking to them. So that is the problem. They should know what they want to do. They can agitate, but they should not gather crowd. That is no. Since they have been saying Yoruba Nation, government has not arrested anybody wearing the shirt, wearing the face cap. No, but government is afraid because one of the threats of the Yoruba agitation is that there will be no election in 2023.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Maybe they are coming up with
They are coming up, yes.
And they are scared of Nigerian youth now.
So that is it. So they need to dislodge them as far as, although it's not a conventional thing to do in 2023.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be using bullet to attack innocent citizens. It is crazy. It is mad. But that is the reality of our time in Nigeria.
Okay, so my people, this is what we're saying. Like, most of the people that go for the, you know, Yoruba Nation camp, in the agitation group, you know, a lot of people in Nigeria think they shouldn't like attack them in the freedom square, that they have their right. It's all for the freedom that they are speaking for their right. But in Nigeria, the government don't want you to speak nothing, don't want you to speak up for yourself, because they're scared that Nigeria is on the brink of, you know, to divide. They don't want Nigeria to break up. So they're using everything in their power with the police, with the SARS, any other, you know, governmental military force, you know, to silence most of the citizens in Nigeria. This is not a good look, and we hope the government of Nigeria will do the right thing. This is a very sad look for Nigeria. So now we'll be going to the next, talking about CK Love Oneunity, which was the first Nigerian music and Nigerian art on the Afrobeat scene to break it as the first selling song in 2022 that is now extending to 2023, now moving to 47th in the space of the genre of African music in terms of stars. So CK Love Oneunity have already make it up to that level in the American music industry. This is a celebration for all African artists. CK is a Nigerian artist from the Igbo tribe, and the Love Oneunity, which went viral on TikTok. Everybody know this song on TikTok. So what do you think about CK and its new innovation in the Afrobeat scene in America?
You know, we always say that our music industry is a credible commodity we sell.
Oh, my brother.
So
it really helps.
Yes.
It helps our children in Africa.
Yes.
I'm a piano in South Africa.
It
Hip life in Ghana.
A lot of
Afrobeat in Nigeria.
A lot of,
you know, a lot of sound coming out of Africa. That's why they call it Afrobeats. Combination of African sounds.
And I always like this because this is original to us.
We own it.
We own it. Yeah. It's our own. It's
like
identity.
The African American own the hip hop.
Yes.
We own it. From the production to the musician to everything. We own it.
So this is masterclass for us. This is a kind of news we want to listen to. This is a kind of person we want to look up to. People that are breaking barriers.
He produced this song himself, CK.
Between Nigeria, Africa, and America, this is a barrier breaker. This is good. It is a thumb up for this
CK,
guy.
Yeah.
And no, of course, it's not the only one in recent times. We have the likes of other,
like Burna Boy, Tiwa Savage, Tenny,
Davido, Kiss Daniel. All these are fantastic musicians. And I believe, directly or indirectly, all these names have prepared the ground for other Nigerians to come up, because it has prepared a ground that Nigerian musicians are top artists. So anyone coming up now he has an open arm to welcome
platform.
Him. Yes,
like a very open platform for other people. We can see Davido opened the scene at the World Cup. Davido and Stonebwoy with Kiss Daniel and
Kiss
Pato
Daniel.
Rankin, and now we see CK producing this music himself. Now a lot of record label, you know, is on his music, you know, try to project it, distribute it to other countries in the world. And you know, this is a very good thing for the African children, because they can label African people as to be whatsoever, but the Afrobeat scene is really connecting us to the diaspora and is bringing our name to the wider audience in the American music scene, which is the #1 in the world. It's #1 in the world. This sport before used to belong to other, you know, African acts like Kenya,
Yes.
people from Kenya and other Eastern Africa, but now Nigeria is really showcasing, and we hope this is going to transit to other new upcoming artists too. Like when you produce yourself, when you write your own music yourself, you put in work, there'll be, you know, you reap your gain in a better platform. And knowing them more in the African province like the Afrima and other stuff going on in the world, and in the main scene like the international scene like the American
go on
and
TikTok
UK
or Facebook or any other platform, make it, watch random sampling of interview, see people say, which African musician do you like? In fact, there's no way you interview 2 people, they will not say Nigerian.
Yeah, it comes straight from West Africa.
Nigeria. Davido, Burna Boy,
and some other notable people too out of Africa, like Solate from Cameroon, Stonebwoy, Shatawale, and other people. So this is a good look for the African music scene and for the African people too. And my people, we hope African children continue to keep bringing good sound, good music, quality music. We don't talk foul languages, we don't talk bad about women. We do it just to project our culture and tradition to the wide audience in this world, in the new global village.
The one I would like to see, I don't know how well it will sit with people, is the freestyling.
Oh,
a lot of people do freestyling.
Yeah, in Africa, very good ones in Africa. Good music with good messages.
I'm telling you,
straight coming from the origination, like straight from the source.
Impromptu, they will just put it into music, and they are doing well too.
African people, it's all about the move and the sound coming out of Africa. So my people will be going to the next one. We'll be talking about, you know, there's a big issue now coming up about in Nigeria, where the Nigerian act, one of the acts in Afrobeat, Brimo, have already come out to speak down on the Igbo people from the eastern side of Nigeria. Brimo is a well-known Afrobeat superstar that come out from the Chocolate City record label from Abuja. They have already put in enormous work starting from 2009. You know, he's been dropping bangers, and it's one of the most recognized African acts in the Afrima, in the African Award. And now they have already taken his name out because of the racist comment he mentioned about the Igbo people coming from Nigeria and from the Yoruba tribe. Is it a good look for Afrima, the award in Africa, to take out this brother music, that they're not going to give him the award he deserved because of this racial comment he mentioned about the Igbo people? And what do you think this is going to affect the Nigerian, you know, freedom and cooperation between the Nigerian people? What do you think about this? Because this is the first time.
Brimo, you said, is from the western part of the...
It's from the Yoruba tribe. His name is Ibrahim.
Yeah. And coming out with this, let's say, derogatory remarks about the Igbo.
It's derogatory remarks,
This is part of what we are... This is stereotyping.
Yeah, stereotyping.
There are a lot of good people in
Igbo
Igbo
people,
land.
yeah, for sure.
In fact, Igbos are among the most hardworking set of people in Nigeria. They are among the most enterprising
people. Yeah, in
they
Nigeria.
can survive anywhere,
and they travel to anywhere.
They travel. They do businesses. So
even in the coldest places, you find the Igbo people.
If you have issues with certain
people,
address that issue.
Don't generalize it to everybody.
The other time we talk about Kanye West generalizing about the Jews.
Yeah,
you don't do that. People will come against you,
for sure.
And that is right. You can't generalize. Paying down your criticisms, your comment on a particular set of people who have offended you, who have done wrong. Can Brimo come out and say all the Yoruba people are good?
No.
You cannot say that. Can Brimo tell us now that all Yoruba people are educated? No. They are good, they are bad, they are ugly in every tribe. So he shouldn't have said what he said. He's a role model. Many people look up to him.
A lot of people followed him
Many
too.
people follow him. So you can't say that when you are at a certain status of your life, you have to caution yourself. You have to control what you say. Now, Afrima pulling him down. Yes, they have to. When Tiger Woods had problems with his marriage, when he cheated in 2010, many of his sponsors, many endorsements they had to cancel them. So this is to show that we are not part of this. We can't associate with racists. Racist has no place in the world. So Afrima has done the right thing. It is a lesson for other people. Be cautious when you are addressing people.
So this is a good look from Afrima, and Brimo should make an amendment to this, because it's only even know by his single Arambe that he did. After that, we don't know nothing. We don't know Brimo for nothing. So, you know, we don't want Nigeria to divide. On my platform is all about unity, the unification of African people. It's all for the best and for the development of African countries. So my people, begin to the next one. We'll be talking about Nkuku. RB Leipzig player Nkuku have already been transferred down to Chelsea that grew up in France. What do you think about this? Is a very huge player that have a lot of goals in Champions League, in European Cup. I've already helped his club side, RB Leipzig. So what do you think about this in Chelsea, in Premiership?
No, Chelsea is not particularly doing well at this moment. They are not doing. I think they are around number 8 or so in the league. So they need reinforcement.
Yeah.
So Chelsea needs to sign a good player. This is Nkuku is a fantastic player. He has played for France. So why not him? Why not him?
But he's from France.
It's for France.
It's an African player that is from France, like Mbappe, like other people that play for French.
Okay, national team. So Chelsea has done well. They need to reinforce. They need to push their luck if they can play in the. The Champions League is the ultimate of any team. Any team that does not play in Champions League is not doing well enough. In my own record,
that's the final destination for all European teams.
Yeah, for all European teams. And I don't want to look at it from the viewpoint that because they have new owners, they cannot do well. They can still do well. They should not allow that to burden them down. If they can ingest money into it, they can still do it. They can still play in Champions League next season. The season is still young enough for them to get to top 4. So it is a good one for Chelsea, and it's a good one for Nkuku. Chelsea is one of the best teams in the world. This will definitely help his own career too. If you can play among the best teams in the world, and of course, England is a home of good football. The
most entertainment football in the world.
Yes, in England. So it's a good one for both parties, both Chelsea and Nkuku.
So my people, this is what we talked about on AfricaUnitytv. This is a good look for Nkuku, because, being a French national that is from Africa, we hope all the African stars play for Africa, but all the African stars play for Africa, but this is a good look from Chelsea signing this brother from RB Leipzig, for their European Champions League campaign and everything coming up in Europe and Premiership, because Chelsea, they are really struggling now, and they need this prolific striker, to handle their case at the front scene, in Premiership. So my people, is a good look, Mr. Steve Ade is a prolific one. I really appreciate you. I'm the members from AfricaUnitytv is a prolific one. Thanks, my people. Thanks for the support. We want you guys to subscribe and keep commenting in our comment section. Say whatsoever you want on this platform for the goodness of African children, for the development of African children. We love you guys, and we wish the best of the best to our members. I will keep coming back, giving you guys prolific content every week. So what do you think about this?
No hate, all love.
All love, no hate. You can see that coming down from Mr. Steve Ade. No hate, all love. Unity over division. One Africa, one people, one unity. We're nobody without ourselves, but we everything with ourselves. Africanity to the world. Thank you. Peace.
Thank you. Peace.